Welcome to the Fratricide with your host, Deadeye Jedi, the Elder and the Wiser.
And your other host, Superfly Jedi, the younger and the stronger. I guess that's what we'll label ourselves today.
Okay, we'll change. I'll work out a little more. He'll eat some cupcakes, and by next week we'll have that switched around.
Hopefully I'll get a little wiser, hit some books. But we are here with our first podcast.
On Mother's Day of all days.
Mother's Day of all days. The birth, the conception of this podcast coincides.
Love you, Mama.
Love you, Mama. This one's a shout out to your mom, wherever she is, I don't know. But this is going to be a gaming and pretty much all nerdom.
All nerdom.
Podcast combined into just one. So you'll get all of the varieties that you want to. Film, games, PC stuff.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe we could talk, we could talk about Pokemon or any of those little niche things, but I think we'll keep it general for this first one, and we're definitely at transition time right now, I'll say.
Yeah, for sure, and we're going to try to make this weekly, so if you listeners want to come back in coinciding weeks, we'll try to put them up, at least once a week, maybe Sundays, I don't know, but we'll get into the swing of things for sure, and we'll nail things out. And anyway, so
I guess next week we've got some pretty big news coming in. We've got the new Xbox reveal.
Yes, we've got the new Xbox reveal, the
Infinity Durango 720. It's God. There's been enough speculation on just the name of it that I can't imagine.
Well, the name sells the device, but I feel like everybody's just going to call it the Xbox.
People call it the Xbox now, don't they?
Yeah, well...
Or 360.
360. Sometimes, I don't know if I'll be calling it the Infinity, but it should be interesting what they'll show. I don't know if they'll reveal too much, if it'll just be another PS4 reveal where they really didn't show anything, just some prospects, maybe show a controller.
And then the next best idea for publicity was putting it on Jimmy Fallon and watching him suck.
Well, Jimmy Fallon, he does that. Did you see that Harrison Ford?
I did, Chewbacca.
Where he went on, and I love that. The new Star Wars film, that's going to be crazy. Are you a J.J. Abrams fan? Well, I never got into Lost or any of the TV stuff he did. I saw his first Star Trek movie, and he's about to come out with a sequel. This is the year of sequels, 2013. Coming out with all the
Wasn't last year the year of sequels?
They're all the year of sequels. It's apparently the decade of just running out of ideas.
Yeah, I know. Even with video games, Tomb Raider, Devil May Cry. Where are they gonna do next?
I don't know. I really have no idea. But you know what I would like to see is more video game movies.
Really?
Yeah, you had that whole, Uwe Boll.
Uwe. He's a German dude.
I forgot my umlauts, I guess. But you had
Leave your umlauts out the door because you won't need them when you're watching those just piles of crap.
Yeah, he tried that, but, everything now is just superheroes, superheroes. I'm getting really tired of superheroes, to be honest. Deadeye, I want something else. And
I think video games?
I think video games could be something good. Remember when everybody was talking about the Halo movie coming out? Everybody was getting big into that. Yeah. And then it seemed like that never got off the ground. And I feel like they could really do it. They've
Metal Gear Solid movie. That doesn't make any sense. Metal Gear Solid is a movie.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have a Final Fantasy movie. It's actually all gameplay.
Yeah, or all CG.
All CG.
I don't know. So what game would you like to see become a movie?
What game would I like to be a movie? That's a hard one. That is a...
Because, name one awesome movie adaptation of a video game?
I mean, people like the Resident Evils. The Silent Hill movie was not that bad.
The first one. The second one. Ugh.
Oh, I never even saw the second one. I skipped out on that one. I heard it was really bad.
I think it doesn't translate, but to make up for this, because surely people like the ease, the more casual people like the ease of being able to just watch a movie. You can watch a movie with a friend, but not all games can you play with a friend. So I feel like games are just becoming more cinematic and hold your hand, kind of like Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is nothing but kind of like a cinematic movie.
One game I would love to see a film of is Far Cry Blood Dragon. You saw the trailer for that, where it just some of my friends said, "Oh, that looks like a one of those cheesy '80s films," and I would love to see that actually become a film where it does all that cheese factor. It's all action. It's all just craziness, and it's all futuristic. Like you could have like a Tron kind of thing. Speaking of sequels, they're making a sequel to Tron, I hear.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as I guess I can't have Jeff Bridges, so
no Daft Punk. Maybe.
No Daft Punk. Oh man, I gotta find a reason to go see that. I guess.
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't really like this one or.
Don't say it. Don't say the original.
I mean, the original was okay. Ooh. I think we just lost any subscribers we just had.
You can't talk bad about the original Tron or Jeff Bridges, period, on the internet and hope to get subscribers or likes or shares or whatever.
No. Jeff Bridges made that movie. I mean, he made it. It's just, I remember watching it when I was a kid, but it was just a faint memory, and then I remember rewatching it, and then I don't know.
Just, that's how it goes. I mean, have you seen Logan's Run?
Logan's Run?
Those old sci-fi movies were a lot, I don't know, I think they were more about universe and less about...
Blade Runner, fantastic film. Harrison Ford, I guess, is the topic for discussion tonight.
Alright, well, continuing on Harrison Ford, we gotta talk about Ender's Game.
Ender's Game coming out. I'm a big fan of the book series, Orson Scott Card. I listen to the audiobooks.
Because you're too lazy to read?
Well, I'm too busy, busy with other stuff, and if you're going to drive anyway, why not just pop in an audiobook? And, I mean, some of the people that do the voices and stuff, they can get really into it, and they add their own thing to it. And even the ending of, after listening to Ender's Game, it actually has a note by the author, Orson Scott Card, and he just talks about the book, and you get a lot more insight than you can get in books typically. But anyway, regardless, I'm looking forward to it. You haven't seen the new trailer.
I haven't. I need to get on that, but instead I'm doing a podcast.
Come on. What are you doing, Deadeye? I don't know what you're doing.
I'm lagging behind. I've been spending too much time trying to work on this PC build.
Oh yeah. Well, we're building a PC.
Yep, that's a fun fact. I like to think that there's a PC renaissance going on right now, where people are just fed up of not only, peripherals holding back next-gen gaming, but at the same time, Xbox and PlayStation, and even the Wii to some extent, trying to say, hey, here's our system, which is just a computer anyway, but you also gotta buy all this stuff. You have to buy a Kinect or PlayStation Move or something.
I take it you are not a Candy Crush fan.
I am not. Though I have heard, I don't know, when we look at the history of gaming, from its birth to the arcades to the, home console and beyond, right now, we're in this era of social gaming.
Social gaming. Pop gaming, as we dubbed it.
Yeah, we dub it pop gaming.
Named after PopCap, and it fits
well. Well, no, PopCap's awesome, but I'm talking more like pop music.
Yeah, pop music, exactly. It's kind of got that nod to PopCap gaming. But I mean, it should be interesting to see where it goes. Even the peripherals with what's that called? The
Ouya? Or are you talking about the Oculus Rift?
Oculus Rift, exactly, with it being compatible.
But before we leave the social gaming, I don't know. I think it's kind of funny how it almost restart for all the casual gamers. It's like, okay, we had our Tetris days. We did our time with Bejeweled and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we got past the, hey, it's a cool puzzle and stuff, and really moved on to games as an art form. And now casual gamers have to catch up and, you know, stop Wii bowling to get to something really concrete.
That's interesting, though, you know, to think Nintendo Wii, with ever the criticism that it got old people to game. It will always be remembered for having your grandpa, you know, say, "Oh, let's play video games, kid. Let's go and play." Obviously, my grandfather was Sean Connery. So I did the Sean Connery accent.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. Play Wii Sports. Hunt for Red October.
I feel like Nintendo does the best job of making the best platforms in retrospect. Like, remember when GameCube was you know, had come out and there was Xbox and PlayStation 2 and everyone looked at you, you know, with a GameCube like, what the hell are you doing? And now, I mean, don't you think the GameCube was kind of awesome?
GameCube has a soft spot in my heart. Definitely, I remember playing some real good games on the GameCube.
So some Melee and
Luigi's Mansion.
Which
they're making it. I think the sequel just came out.
I heard it was a bomb, but I don't know. Luigi's Mansion, Eternal Darkness, Sandy's recommend.
Eternal Darkness,
one of the first M-rated Nintendo games. I would love to see a remake of that.
I love playing. You know, they did the Resident Evil where they took it back and they made it high definition for that era, I guess.
Change the puzzles.
Yeah.
Don't get me started about some Resident Evil and how they just sold out.
Resident Evil 4, though, that was GameCube.
Resident Evil 4 was a GameCube masterpiece, but, I mean, 5, we started losing touch, and 6...
I didn't even play 6.
I played the demo for 6, and, like, you know, there's, like, 3 different characters and campaigns you can go on, and...
I think there's more. I think that you got Wesker Jr. or something. Yeah. Then you've got... I think you can play as Kennedy. You can play as...
whoever you can play. You can play as Chris Redfield.
And then also I think you can play as maybe Jill Valentine. I think there's a female protagonist.
Yeah.
So that's...
But playing on the demo, the Chris Redfield version, and immediately starting out in a firefight where you're shooting other people with guns, I'm like, how far have we come? I want to wander around a crazy mansion and do puzzles and... like, have to worry about whether or not I'm going to have enough ammo to shoot this zombie right in front of me. How do I get around him?
You run. You run in the original ones. It's like, well, I do not have enough ammo. I got to run from these hellhounds. I got to run from these zombies. I cannot afford.
That's right. In the zombie apocalypse for Resident Evil, the only person with a job are arms manufacturers. Ammo is plentiful.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. But, yeah...
So do you want to talk about the Oculus Rift?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I mean, even when we were kids, I remember talking about things like that, you know, when are we going to have these goggles we put on? When are we going to have all these peripherals that just put us into the gaming? And I remember there was speculation early on about the new Xbox would have some kind of projector that would project different images onto your walls. That way you feel more in the mood, I guess. Mood gaming, I guess. But I think...
Is that what gaming needs, though? Does gaming need that right now?
I think corporations need that. You know, they see, oh, people are going to buy these Kinects. People are going to buy these, you know, little doodads that we throw out. And that's been seen throughout all of gaming history, you know. Look at the... Sega's gaming where you had like 50 attachables you can put onto the system where it's like, well, I guess people are buying these things and we don't have to come out with new systems. So let's say that it innovates and it, I mean, to me, honestly, I don't need that stuff, no, but it's interesting to see it. I mean, Oculus Rift, I haven't obviously used this out.
Yeah, I just want to shell out the money for a developer kit.
Yeah, but... I don't know. I liken it to, what was that? The Nintendo, they had those...
The Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy, yeah, where it's like all red and your eyes are just like dying after 5 seconds. got warnings, do not look into this or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a while, no, undoubtedly, but I mean, I've seen videos of people using the Oculus Rift in tandem with like a multi-directional treadmill and a gun and stuff like that.
I mean, that would be fun. That would be fun. But sometimes I think gamers as a whole, I mean, I know me, sometimes I just want to relax. I want to sit down. I want to just enjoy the game. I just,
So our sister, right? I talked to her on the phone. She called up for Mother's Day, and she wanted to talk to me.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. Yeah, we got her mother something. We got her some strawberries.
Ooh, strawberries.
A bear.
We got her a bear.
And a balloon.
And a balloon. Combine all of that, then you make a happy mother.
And you make love.
Not to your mother, hopefully.
Hopefully not to our mother.
I mean, we've been... Oedipus complex, maybe.
Maybe. Just a little bit.
Well, don't call me a mother.
But yeah, so what our sister was saying, how her youngest son, I guess our nephew, has really gotten into Skylanders.
Skylanders.
Yes. And, it kind of... It almost goes back to the adding peripherals, but on like a level akin to something like League of Legends, where, hey...
For the people, the audience members who might not know what Skylanders is, would you like to care to explain?
Skylanders is essentially, yes, it is an add-on to your Xbox where you pretty much get this little pad, and you can buy these little action figures that you put on the pad, and it gives you a different character in the game. So what you do is you go down to your local retail store and buy your children more and more of these action figures so they can have more characters and more levels and yada yada yada. I think this is the direction gaming is heading.
Where you do things like... Well, I know in Japan, when I was in Japan, the arcades, they had a bunch of games where you had cards that you would put on the table and that it would read the information from the card. And then it would send it to the game itself. And then different cards did different things. Mm-hmm. And so I guess it's pretty much the same thing, but with action figures. And I think that adds, replayability. That adds another mechanism for you to be constantly buying things and upgrading. But
I mean, and up front, I mean, it's a relatively low cost to most new games, but I think it relates more so to the free-to-play model, like, say, Team Fortress 2. I mean, free-to-play, yes, but if you want the best hats, if you want to have enough inventory space, you're going to have to pay some money. Not much, but it adds up. If you want to play League of Legends, hey, I don't want to have to sit around leveling up and to unlock new whatever. Okay, I'll throw some cash at it. I don't know. Is free-to-play a good or bad thing for the future of gaming?
Free-to-play. Well, I mean, sometimes they exploit that by they add, excess advertisements, and it's free-to-play, but you just have all this spam. I don't know if you've seen some games on iPhones and stuff where it's like it's got both the top and the bottom, so, left, right. Ads.
EA games. Oh, God.
Oh, EA. It's second year in a row EA has gotten best or worst company.
Worst company in America.
Worst company.
And in a strange move, just the other day, the CEO of Electronic Arts sold all his stock, but is not quitting his job. He has no stake in the company anymore, but he's still the CEO.
Okay, wow. That is... What does that tell you?
But after that SimCity disaster, I can't blame him.
Well, obviously he's been playing SimCity, and he realizes... But free-to-play, I mean, I can see a lot of good in it, for sure. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, games being accessible. I mean, for instance, playing... I think, in terms of the competitive nature of gaming, I think it could be very good. I think competitive gaming is something that still needs to catch up in America, but, I mean, really, if you want to go play basketball, that's free to play to an extent. I mean, you have to buy a ball or have a friend with a ball, but...
I feel like definitely older games at least should be free to play. I mean, I feel, there's public domain things.
Oh, can you imagine when the public domain runs out in the NES games?
Oh, yeah, that would be fantastic. I mean, I think that it's a great idea. A lot of these games nobody plays anymore, and you forget about it. And I mean, why not? Why not? Yeah, and then they say things like the new Xbox is going to be online only, or apparently they debunked that rumor. But ideas like that, how do you feel about online only systems where it's all?
Well, I mean, okay, it really ties in a lot to what's happened with NES and everything else. Like, sure, if I want to play an NES game, I could download an emulator like that. It's has nothing to do with making games more fun to play, or hey, you can always share it online. You have to be online. You have to share it with your friends, right? That's just complete bullshit when someone tries to say that, like EA. They're just trying to protect every dollar they can spend. It's all about intellectual property. And that's why Origin sucks and Steam rocks. Because, yeah, I download my Steam game. Oh, my internet's out. Well, what am I going to do but play video games? Oh, so I can run Steam in offline mode. Awesome.
Steam is fantastic, and we're actually planning a trip
to DC.
To DC, we gotta go hit up Steam. We gotta see where the masters are creating things, and
yeah, we've got this plan to dress up and hopefully try and figure out a way to get Gabe to take us out to lunch. If you guys have any ideas, be sure to leave a comment about it. Because
Gabe Newell being the mastermind behind Steam.
I mean, Steam is going to be the future of gaming. Not only are they revolutionary in like just being able to purchase games and just for low prices but really getting you captivated. Like, oh, I bought this on sale, but it's not on sale anymore. I got to get the DLC. It's a fun game. But also support for Linux, which woo,
Linux.
Yeah, which is the reason I'm building this computer, is because I had to format a hard drive, and well, that turned into a Linux box, so I was like, you know what, I need an upgrade. Let's just build a new machine and leave that as a fun Linux box that I can play Team Fortress 2 on, thanks to the wonderful people at Valve on the cutting edge. I kid you not, Linux will be one of the standard. It'll be 3 operating systems as a standard in 10-15 years.
And what 3 will those be?
I mean, it'll be Windows, OS X, and Linux.
OS X.
What, you not an Apple fan?
Not too much. Not too much of an Apple fan. But,
I mean,
their stock's going really low. They are not doing so hot.
I think we're out of the Apple phase. I think now that the hipster revolution has died down, we are getting away from that.
Well, they've got a hardcore fan base, and things like the Galaxy S3 phone that we so happen to have. I mean,
it's nice. Yeah, it's absolutely nice. But at the same time, I don't see Windows taking advantage of that. I mean, yeah, Windows 8 is almost trying to take Windows in a new direction.
Windows 8.
Yeah, I mean, it's trying to take in a new direction because more and more people casually are using a tablet. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's simpler. There's less to worry about when you're just touching a screen. And so, I like that Windows 8 blurs the line between tablet and PC, and I would love that as like a family machine. But if Linux could come through on the gaming, it would destroy Windows.
For sure. I mean, and you're seeing that more, with Valve. They came out with the Linux version of Team Fortress 2.
Just recently, I think they came out with they had already come out with Half-Life.
I
think they recently came out with Half-Life 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I'm probably going to have to go get that installed for Linux, just because, why not?
Well, I mean, it should be interesting. It should be interesting to see how everything turns out, how everything comes together.
I mean, I think the world of PC gaming is going to get much stronger. The PlayStation 4 is going to have an 8-core processor.
But as you were saying, these gaming consoles are coming out at a very kind of a bad time almost, where it's the end of a generation almost.
What generation is that?
That's where there's all this new technology about to be unveiled, and I mean, it's coming. I'm gonna hold my thoughts, my predictions until I can.
Oh, don't hold your predictions.
I mean, I don't know. It's. I really just want to see what Microsoft has to offer. I really want to. I feel like both Microsoft and Sony are holding their guns. They are holding their guns, and then the Wii U. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, Nintendo. You're tried and true for sure. I mean, I haven't bought into the Wii U yet. I haven't even played. Have you played it?
I've played a Wii U once, and it was pretty. Don't get me wrong. It's really cool to have. I mean, there's no reason for a start menu anymore. They've erased the start menu, and I think that's pretty cool.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I mean, well, when you have a touchpad and a screen, it's like if I wanted to change options or something, I can do that in game by just using the touchpad. But when you think about it, they're making gaming more like tablet gaming.
Yeah.
And there are better ways to do that.
Which I think that's a smart move in terms of they see, people like tablets. They might like this. This could be revolutionary, because they're going in with the tablet. But I don't know. I really don't know how long tablets will be viable, to be honest. I don't know how long this phase of having a tablet. I just, as time goes on, we'll see, but...
I don't know. I mean, when you're carrying around tablets, just carrying around a bigger screen, right? I mean, once like keyboards catch up, if I could have like a little keyboard I can just unfold out of my pocket and it works awesome, yeah, and a mouse with it, I mean, sure, I'll carry around the screen all in one kind of thing with it, but I don't know. I feel like Xbox is going to win this round because let's face it, Xbox 360 has always been great for, I guess, user friendliness and being able to do friends and stuff like that, albeit you have to pay a yearly subscription to it, but it definitely took advantage of that, while the PlayStation 4 was just a powerhouse.
It was a powerhouse. And then,
technically,
there's the debates over, many people like Xbox games, the exclusives,
PlayStation 4, I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, so I don't know.
And then Nintendo with its non-third-party gaming whatsoever.
Nintendo
really.
with its Super Smash Brothers Brawl that
makes everybody buy the system. Mario.
That makes everyone buy the system, but no one, none of those hardcore Smash Brothers people really liked Brawl. So the best thing about the Wii was that you could mod it so easily, and Project M came with that, and it's beautiful.
Don't you mean so weaselly?
So weaselly.
And that is the pun of the day.
Pun of the day.
We'll try better next week, but that's what you'll get for this week. Anyway, it should be interesting.
It was the virgin pun.
Oh, okay. On Mother's Day of all days. Shout out to moms all across the nation. We love you. But should be, I'm a big Super Smash Brothers guy, and will that make me want to get the Wii U?
No, unless you can play it with a GameCube controller.
I mean, that says something about a system when you have to use a controller from 2 generations of systems before it. I mean, you got something going wrong.
Terribly wrong.
And
do you think they'll do something with the PlayStation 4 has done with a back touchpad and a little touch screen?
That would be interesting, but I don't know if I would even
hope not. I mean, it's flashy for the sake of flashy. It's just going to make the price. I mean, if they can undercut the PlayStation 4 price and just, make a good system. Knowing Microsoft, though, they're going to take... okay, so the PlayStation 4 controller has a little share button. It's like, hey, I can share the past 30 minutes of my game playing for anyone who,
Do you think that will flood the internet with just all these clips now?
Like what Spotify did?
Yeah.
Probably. It depends on how many gamer friends you have. I think Microsoft has a much different vision. I think they just want to integrate everything. They want you watching TV on your Xbox Infinity. They want you recording your home movies on your Infinity and uploading it between your Windows-based PC. I mean, I think that would be the strongest move. But I'm not too sure. It's going to be exciting. We'll have to see what kind of killer software they have to announce, because no system reveal is without its exclusives.
Well,
that someday become not exclusive.
That, of course, May 21st is the press conference where they reveal the new Infinity, and that will be a week from this Tuesday, so about, what is that, like 9 days from now?
9 days.
So our podcast for next week we might either delay it to have the press conference in it, or put it on the third podcast. I don't know. Tentative.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're still working on it. It took us about an hour to get all the kinks from the technical orders, and probably take another hour to get all this edited. But we thank you for listening to the first action of the fratricide.
Thank you guys for listening. We're gonna wrap up now. Expect more to come, and expect more of the same. We never have one thing that we position ourselves on and just stay on the topic of. So if you have any interest, feel free to comment. Feel free to.
We love feedback and critique.
And we'll just roll with it. And thank you guys so much. And we hope to see you next time on Fratricide. This is, of course, Superfly Jedi here.
And Deadeye Jedi.
And we'll see you on the other
Fratricide.